Epic Universe is home to 5 new worlds that have 11 unique rides. And today, I'm here to ride every one of them and rank them. I do think it would be more fun if I blind rank these, so that's what I'm going to do. All that means is when I put something in a spot, it has to stay there. I can't move it until the end, where I'll give like my definitive rankings. But like I said, there are 11 attractions to get to, and the time is ticking. Let's start off in Super Nintendo World. Here we go. Okay, so first up, we are going to get on Yoshi's Adventure, which I believe is a ride over in Universal Japan, but I've never ridden it because I haven't been to Japan. Not yet. Yoshi's Island was one of my favorite games growing up, so I'm pretty excited for this. A quick heads up as I walk through this amazing queue. I won't be showing any of the actual ride, like no on-ride footage, because I want to keep some of the surprises intact for when you experience it yourself. And also, Universal does not allow you to record on the attraction. What I will show is the queues, because there is so much detail in some of these queues. I literally had no clue. It's like walking into Yoshi's Island.
Alrighty, my friend, you're gonna be in this pink Yoshi.
Love it. I'm gonna be honest, it's loud in this area, and this might get copyright claimed. That's okay. Who needs money? That was nostalgic. Like, as nostalgic as a ride has ever been for me, like I said, I loved Yoshi's Island growing up. One of my favorite games for Super Nintendo. And on Mario Kart, I either played Boo, or in the originals, it was Yoshi or Donkey Kong. Those were my characters. So getting to ride a Yoshi throughout this area, insane. As far as the ride goes, it's a dark ride, sort of. I would say it's like 70% outside, 30% inside. So it's kind of not a dark ride at a lot of times. As nostalgic as it is, there's not much to it. And also, I really worry about this ride in the middle of the summer. I think it's fun. I will definitely ride it again. I just may wait until it's a little bit cooler outside to do so. Since we're going to be doing live ranking, we'll go ahead and just put this at number 9. Seems like a good place to start. Okay, so next up, we have Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I have ridden this attraction. Not here. I have ridden it out in Hollywood. And I would assume that it's probably close to the same. I don't think it'll be exactly the same. It might be. The ride itself will, but I think the queue will be different. This is like an AR attraction. Like, it's kind of like a shooter. When I say AR, I mean augmented reality. You put goggles on your face, and then you fire shells at stuff, and you get points. So it's competitive, and I love competitive games. If you grew up in the 90s or even the 2000s, heck, if you grew up now, Mario Kart's still a thing. I still play Mario Kart on the Switch, and now the Switch 2. And Mario Kart is just one of the greatest games ever. I do have to ask one question before I jump on this ride. Who was your main character for Mario Kart? Me personally, like I said, I played either Yoshi or Donkey Kong. Who's your main? Let me know in the comments. So apparently, Bowser has a castle, and it's not subtle. You walk in and it's like, oh wow, this guy really wants to win a kart race. There is something so amazing about walking through Bowser's castle. I mean, he has a statue of himself. There's trophies everywhere, especially this one. Listen, all I want in the world is that. I've got the small one, but I want that one. On top of the giant statues, there's tactical maps, like Mario's just out here driving in overalls, and Bowser's running military ops. The deeper you go, the more intense it gets. There's a full-blown lab with Koopa engineers, gears turning, screens blinking. It's basically like NASA, but for throwing turtle shells. As you look around and you see this collection of things, you really start to wonder, Is this what losing to Mario does to a man? But honestly, it's amazing. The details, the drama, the chaos, it's like walking through the mind of what the developers were thinking when they first created Mario Kart. And I respect that. There's just so much to look at. You don't really know where to focus because you want to take in everything all at once. So now that we're basically on the ride, I mean, this is the loading platform and the carts are pulling up, I do need to show you, you get a cool hat when you do this. Oh, it's sick. That is one of the craziest themed queues ever. I mean, like, everything you've ever loved from the franchise is in there. You've got all your villains, it's so good. Mario Kart is one of those things that's like generational. I remember my parents playing Mario Kart when we were kids, and now like I've got little nieces and nephew that also want to get dusted anytime I see them in Mario Kart, so I oblige. The attraction has gotten a lot of hate for being slow because people apparently think that when it's like a go-kart, you're supposed to be going fast, but I like the attraction. I am glad that there's not like a ton of the attractions with the AR stuff because it's a little disorienting, and I think the first time you ride it, you're kind of confused at what's going on, but the competitive aspect is it's so good. Like, it is so good. I think a game where you keep score is necessary in every theme park. But the question is, where are we going to rank it? This is probably some nostalgia. I love the attraction. I think it's fun. I'm going to say it's number 7. I'm going to put it at 7. I think that's fair. I am ready to get out of this copyright scary area. Very scary. And last up, over here in Donkey Kong Country, we have Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. If you used to play Donkey Kong, you probably remember the levels where you would jump in the minecart and the track would be broken. You'd have to like jump around and like dodge the stuff, pick up the coins. Some of the letters are actually all around here. But if you're like me, that and the animal levels, like where you turned into the rhino or the fish or whatever, those were the best levels. They were a lot of fun. And so what Universal did is they created a ride system that looks like you're jumping the track. Are you actually jumping the track? No, but that's okay because it looks great. I've been really excited about this ride, so let's go jump on. Okay, so real talk. I was kind of expecting more from this queue. I mean, we're in Donkey Kong's world. Jungle temples, ancient ruins, banana-powered carts. It sounds like it should be next level. And don't get me wrong, there's some fun details. You've got Cranky Kong and the Squawks animatronic.
When I was your age, I had a little something called respect for my elders.
But it just doesn't live up to some of the other cues. I do like this touch though. It's like a homage to the very first time that Donkey Kong and Mario showed up. I love seeing this. It's like the original Donkey Kong where he's throwing the barrels at Mario. Okay. Oh, this bench is hot. Ow. Okay. I am not doing that. That thing is like lava. But that was as good as I wanted it to be. I will say the queue, I thought the queue was slightly weak. The queues have been like so good so far that one was a little disappointing, but that's okay. Not all queues are going to be winners. I just think that when you have such a good IP, like something with so much history like Donkey Kong, you could do a lot with it in that queue. But the ride, that's what we're ranking. The ride's great. I had a ton of fun. It feels rough, but I think if I was on a minecart jumping tracks, it would feel rough. I'm going to put Minecart Madness, and I hope my nostalgia's not beefing this up any. I'm going to put it at 5. I think that's a ton of fun. I think that's a fun attraction. But anyways, on to the next world. Super Nintendo World was a huge success, but for me to complete this challenge today, for me to be able to ride all the rides, the next part of the day was completely out of my control. and that is the virtual line system for Battle at the Ministry. With that being said, I've been asked a few times if I think the virtual queue will be here to stay, like for when the park officially opens, and I personally do. I think the virtual queue will be a thing. I think it's a good thing. I understand it's frustrating because sometimes you can't get a spot, but I think it helps not having like a 6 or 7 hour line, especially when it's been going down. Like I think by the time it opens, they'll have some of those kinks worked out, but they have had some downtime. So the virtual queue is just, it's a way better system right now. Right now the virtual queues are set to drop at 11, 3, and 6. That is loud. The real question is, will I get a spot or not? We did it. Before I go in there and talk about the ministry, I think I should preface it by saying I do currently believe that this is a top 5 attraction in the world. I said it. Okay, so right here, that is Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. What I personally believe is the best attraction in Central Florida, and like I said earlier, a top 5 attraction in the world for me at this point. I expected as I rode it more and more to get less of that wow factor, and obviously like after the first ride, that's always going to be the case for any attraction, but this hasn't lost its luster at all. I think the blending of the screens and the physical sets is perfect. Like we have so many advancements in screens at this point that this ride is just taking advantage of all of them. And one of the big things is the queue. I think we're past the days of where you can just like have an unthemed queue and have a world-class attraction. I do think that you have to have a queue that matches the rides that you're trying to present. And this is one of the best queues I've ever seen anywhere. Like the first time you walked into Diagon Alley and went on Gringotts, you were just blown away by that queue. You were walking into Gringotts Bank. And here it's on a completely different scale. It's 10 years of advancements and you're walking into the Ministry of Magic. It's insane. As much as I want to show you every little detail about this queue, I'm going to refrain. I'm going to show you some of the highlights and things of that nature because I think it's worth seeing, but also this queue's so good, I think you should see it yourself. There needs to be a surprise. There will be other videos where I can show you like everything in the queue, but for this one, just a few of the highlights, especially my girl Higgledy. Listen, I'm not saying that Higgledy's feet are nice, but I'm not saying that. That was my 6th time on the attraction, and it is still, it's so good. Here's the weird thing about doing one of these videos. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I'm sure there's POVs out there if you want to watch it, but I don't want to talk about some of the things that you see because I want you to be as surprised as I was. Like, you shouldn't watch POVs. You should just ride the attraction. I still audibly gasped like 3 or 4 times, and this is my 6th time on the attraction. There's never been another one that has done that to me. I just think it's really hard to describe how innovative they went with this, like from the ride system. And I know they've been having trouble with it, but it's because it is such an innovative ride system. It reminds me a lot of when Spider-Man first opened, how it was just like groundbreaking and like people really haven't seen this done before. Obviously, like, you know, there's been screen rides, there's been elevator style rides. A lot of people liken this to the same ride vehicle as Tower of Terror. It moves completely differently, but it is that awe-inspiring innovation that you look for and expect in a brand new theme park. Battle at the Ministry is number 1. I don't even think it's close. So I know a lot of people probably audibly gasped when I said that because you think that Monsters Unchained is the best ride. And I can't argue. I think it's a fantastic ride. I just haven't gotten a complete ride on it. Every time that I've gone to get on it, there has been at least one of the major animatronics down. So maybe if I see it in its entirety tonight, it'll take that top spot. I think that's a tough. I think it's an uphill battle, but I'm willing to have my mind changed. I just had one of the best meals of my life, and definitely the best meal that I've ever had at a theme park. Me and my friends, Molly and Alan from Mammoth Club, we went and ate at the Atlantic. Oh my God. I can't wait to do a video of just eating all the food there. We had a lot of it, but I'll do a full review at some point. Best theme park meal I've ever had. One of the best meals I've ever had, period. Delicious. I have now made it over to Dark Universe. Inside of Dark Universe, there are 2 rides. The one that everybody thinks is possibly the best ride in the park, Monsters Unchained, and then Curse of the Werewolf. I admittedly have not been on Curse of the Werewolf yet. I'm terrified of it. It is a spinny coaster. Like, it can spin. Spinning scares me. Yeah, I'm gonna go get on a spinny ride after I just ate. Okay, I am standing in front of what has apparently been my most controversial take, and that is Monsters Unchained. There have been times that I have said I think this is my 3rd favorite ride in the park because I really like Hiccups over in Berk. Like I said earlier, I have not had the opportunity to ride this when everything's working all together. So I'm excited. I'll show you all the queue. The animatronics in the queue are crazy, and then the animatronics on the ride they're just as good. Obviously, we're not doing spoilers. We're not showing any of the ride because Universal doesn't allow that, but I'm excited to potentially move this up because a lot of y'all hate the fact that it's not my number 1. And that's okay. It's like walking through an HHN house. Like, as much as I talk about theming, like in the restaurants and stuff like that, this is why Universal's like changing the game. The queues are just getting better and better in every attraction.
You're afraid of what you've done. But you will see. There's nothing to fear. Show them.
What's that dead?
Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends.
Okay, I had a really good ride. Everything was working, but I think it'd be fun if I don't put it anywhere yet. Like if I just leave all that blank. Obviously, as I go ride the last 5 rides, it'll fill in where I'm ranking it right now. But for now, blank. And then at the end, when I rearrange things, we'll see what happens. I have put it off long enough. I must admit, I'm terrified. Spinny rides are generally the death of me. I can do just about anything except for The Simpsons and spinny rides. But here we go. You know what? Not for me, but not as bad as I thought it would be. I actually kind of enjoyed it, which now I really didn't like how much I spun right there. I spun a lot. And like that person in the front, that's over. They're done, they're cooked. But like I was saying, not my favorite thing, and 100% just because of the spinning. I don't get along with spinning too much. Other than that, fun coaster. I do think that the ending The animatronic, well, it's not even an animatronic. The mannequin, not the best. Not the best. I'm going to put Curse of the Werewolf at like, I'm going to put it at 8 with the chance of moving up. Because I think without me spinning that much, I would have really enjoyed it. Like, those people aren't spinning. That must be nice. But yeah, 8. We'll put it at 8. I've actually really got to hurry. I just realized there's 2 hours of the park left and I have 5 rides. I think I can do it because there's just not that many people here for these previews. They've been great, but I do have to hurry. Okay, now we're at my favorite world, a la Berk. We have dragons. I love this area so much. I mean, so much, but there are 3 attractions. One of which I haven't ridden, and it's the water ride. I've heard you get wet. I am just realizing, after saying that, there are 2 attractions in here I haven't ridden. The other one is another spinny ride, but yet Berk's my favorite. Makes sense, okay. All right, for the spirit of the video, I know where I'm ranking Hiccups. I've ridden it a bunch. I love Hiccups, but since I didn't rank monsters, I'm gonna also not rank Hiccups right this second. We'll leave 2 spots blank. I'll give y'all a heads up. It's number 2 and 3. Those are the 2 spots that are gonna stay blank. Unless something crazy happens at one of these other attractions. But those are the 2 that are staying blank for now. After getting off of it, I have learned a few things. So one, there's different sounds that happen throughout, like different audios that happen throughout the ride, so it kind of changes the way the ride is. All of them are great. I think Hiccups is incredible. It's like a mini Hagrid's. If you've ever ridden Hagrid's, it's kind of what this is. If you haven't ridden Hagrid's, how dare you? You need to go ride Hagrid's immediately. And then just realize that this is a miniature version. But not that miniature. Like a little sawed-off version.
I think if you want to be accepted as a Viking in Berk, in between rides you have to check out everything that the land has to offer. The meet and greets, the scenery. You gotta see some dragons.
We've had a little bit of a hiccup. And it's not at Hiccups. Fire drill is delayed. So doesn't look like it's gonna get to come back up, and plus I'm running real low on time. So we're gonna do a true blind ranking. I don't even remember where I have everything ranked. For funsies, let's put it at 11 since I didn't get to ride it. It's not its fault, but it's at 11. Okay, I thought maybe this did something. It doesn't. I'm about to get on Dragon Racers Rally. I don't know why I have trouble saying that. You may recognize from some of the shots that I've got, this is the attraction that you've probably seen the viral clip of where the person, it's like a Ninja Turtles ride. There's a version of this that's like a Ninja Turtles ride where the person's just flipping like 1,000 times. Now, when we were here for the media event, our tour guide said this one was way harder to get to flip. But I talked to my friends, and one of them got it to flip 10 times. I think 10 times is enough for me to get sick. It's like, guys, I don't do rotations. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. I also didn't try that hard. Like, I really didn't try to make it flip as much as I could have. Like, you can just like throw your weight into it and probably get it to move, and I've got some weight to throw into it. So it wasn't as bad as I thought, which is a good thing. I don't feel bad, and I've still got a big coaster to ride. So it's important. Oh my gosh. Look at it. Okay, let's get that list up there. There we go. That's nice. I'm going to put this one at number 10. It's actually kind of fun. I just don't really... there's a carousel. There's no turning back now. It's at 10. Oops. I know it's getting dark, and I've got 2 more rides to do out there, but it's exactly what we wanted. This really is the most complete world. Every time I walk in here, I'm just fascinated by everything that's going on. The meet and greets. Everything is great. I love this world so much. Berk, even though you've got 2 rides that, well, one I didn't get to ride, so I ranked it low, and then the other one I'm terrified of because spinny. Even though you've got that, it's still the best world. In my opinion, it is so good. And then Hiccups is, all those people are having the time of their lives. I'm jealous. But we have got to get rolling. 2 more rides, and I'm afraid that people will really want to be on Stardust at night. Okay, so I am out in Celestial Park. Like I said, 2 rides here. That is going to be loud, isn't it? It's okay. It'll be okay. So you have the carousel, which I did not calculate for just a minute ago, and then you also have Stardust Racers. Very polar opposite, if you ask me. A lot of people are saying that Stardust Racers, is better than Velocicoaster. During my first 2 rides, I've ridden on each side of the track. It's a dual-in coaster. I do not believe so. I don't even think it's the best coaster in this park, obviously by my rankings. However, I haven't ridden it at night, and a lot of people say it was meant to be ridden at night, kind of like this park is meant to be seen at night. So I'm curious, especially the Celestial Spin. You look like you're going to touch that other cart, so doing that while it's looking like a comet could be fun. Let's go do it. Whew. It's really good. Stardust is really, really good. It's just intense. And not in a tent. Okay. At night, it's nuts. Like, it is so good at night. The Celestial Spin at night, it's cool. I'm trying to decide which side I like better. A lot of people like green, and I think they're kind of the same. Maybe green's a slightly more intense, because like the Celestial Spin you do as you're going up, and on the yellow side you do it as you go down, and it's kind of the main difference. I think if we look at the chart, we kind of know where this one's going. This is going at number 4. However, I might switch that. We'll see. You know what? After that coaster, I need to calm down. So maybe saving this for last was a good thing. Stardust is a lot. But anyways, this is the Constellation Carousel. It's a carousel, but it is beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And apparently the music changes, so your ride can be different. And I think I heard somebody say it can lift you up to 6 feet. It's a lot for a carousel. I'm really not even sure what shapes these are. I'm guessing like, bulls for a Taurus. Maybe a belt for Orion's belt. Constellations. A little spoon. That's me. It's for the Little Dipper. Okay, whatever. Let's go. Oh God. That was actually one of the coolest carousels ever. It's not attached to the ceiling. Whatever. It was great. The park is about to close, so I'm going to head home, and we'll talk about the rankings. Let's do it. Okay. It has been a few days since I recorded that video, and some things have changed. But first, we've got to complete our rankings. So here's the blind rankings for everyone to remember. And I didn't rank the carousel, so that goes at number 6. But I still have 2 and 3. And the reason that I left those blank is I thought it was kind of fun. But I hadn't made up my mind whether I thought Hiccups or Monsters Unchained was better. After getting a really good ride on Monsters Unchained and a few more since then, I'm going to put Monsters Unchained at 2 and Hiccups at 3. And so right there is my blind ranking. Now, after sitting around and thinking about it for a little bit, getting to ride stuff more, going to the park more frequently, I have what I consider my definitive list. I've gotten to ride everything multiple times at this point. I even got to ride Fire Drill. That was fun. It was wet, but it was fun. So, once again, On the left side of the screen, I will pop up the old rankings. And then on the right side, here are my definitive rankings. Take a moment to digest. So as you can still see, I do still think that Battle at the Ministry is the best ride in the park, but Monsters Unchained has closed that gap quite a bit, and I do have it above Hiccups. And then of course you've got Stardust and Donkey Kong, but this is where things kind of moved around. I definitely moved Mario Kart up to number 6. I think it's fun, it's interactive, it's a competitive game. And then at number 7, Fire Drill. Fire Drill really shocked me. I don't mind water rides, but when I go to the park, I generally don't want to get wet, but I will. And it's fun. There's some strategy, not going to run that, but there's ways that you can avoid getting too wet. And then everything else just kind of shifted down, except for the carousel. The carousel went last. Don't get me wrong, I think it's the best carousel in the world, potentially. Not ridden a lot of them, ridden some of them. I think it's the best carousel I've ridden, but it's a carousel. A wild Gino has appeared. But with that being said, those are my rankings. Hi, buddy. Hi. Do you agree with them? If you don't agree with them, please, I would love to know where you rank stuff. And if you haven't been yet, just come back to the video when you get done and put your rankings in the comments, because I'd love to see them. I'd love to see how everything measures up. And I'm just interested in what other people think about theme parks. So, hi. Hello. If you want to continue this conversation elsewhere, you can follow me on the Pew 2 on all other socials. And then I'm getting really close to 100,000. So if you haven't subscribed, maybe you would consider doing so, because that would mean a lot to me. But okay, friends, I am being beckoned. I've been at the theme parks too much, and this one wants me to go. So say goodbye, Gino. Okay, bye, guys.